How we doing today, you guys? This is an early recording for us, as you can see by the tears in my eyes.
It's like 1 in the afternoon.
Hey,
It's early.
Oh, yeah, it is 1 in the afternoon. Wow. Yeah, usually recordings are happening around like 7.
Not this early.
7, 8. But hey, here we are. I work tonight. Lucas doesn't, so we're giving you guys a little bit early razzle dazzle today. But no, this week we're going over
Fire Force,
and it's an anime that Bete, well, if you guys know Bete, hi Bete. If you don't know Bete, Bete is my sister. And she is very into anime and very into animation, and she went to school for design. So she is the one that gave us a lot of the recommendations on the list, actually. And
I think she actually wrote most of that page and a half of the list.
There's probably only like 5
we were
things
like, Bete,
on
write
that
some
list.
ideas down, and she just took the book for like 20 minutes.
So for the list, if you guys have been to the Discord, actually, if you have a Discord, go ahead and message us, and we'll get you into a link to the Discord where we discuss all of our anime likes and dislikes and tropes and whatnots. But we have a list, actually, of our, like, a quote-unquote watch list that is probably, like, it's 40 animes deep?
I don't know. It's like a college-ruled notebook, front and back, or like a paper front and back.
But back, yeah.
And some that we've just added.
Yeah.
So, a decent amount. Single space. There's no time to skip lines here.
But, yeah, Bete's been telling me to watch Fire Force since it aired. Like, I remember, because she's really big into, like, firefighting, but not, like, firefighting with water, but fighting with fire, like Zula and Zuko. So she was like, yo, this is amazing. It is basically what Avatar could have been if everybody was from the Fire Nation. They weren't trying to, control everything. So,
yeah.
I'm going to say she was actually really right. I'm going to start up. The animation in this anime, it was really weird at times, but it was counteracted by a lot of really good detailed moments. Like when...
I never thought the animation was that weird.
But
I was also simultaneously watching Soul Eater.
And that's that from the same studio. So
yeah, so it makes a lot of sense why I didn't think anything of the animation style. It wasn't like Beastars where it was like a 3D anime.
Yeah.
It's like the fire and smoke animations are A1.
Yeah. But there's
it's like the
little
entire
sections
premise
where
is
they
about
look,
fire.
There's little sections where they change the way that people's like figures are. Like when Shinra smiles.
Oh, when they have like the top down look, or
anytime
that studio is really good at using that angle, and it never doesn't work.
Well, because they did that with the Kenshi at the end of Soul Eater, often.
The what?
Or the Kishin.
Okay.
Sorry. Early. I just woke up
No, they do that. That studio does that angle really well, and it's never not purposeful.
Yeah.
They never just throw it in, and it's always really good.
You guys are going to get a lot of Soul Eater references. Lucas has just finished the anime for the first time.
The same studios. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But get to that next week.
But yeah, so here we are, Fire Force. It is it is a show about a kid who wants to become part of the Fire Force, which is essentially superpowered firefighters. And they're not fighting regular fires, they're fighting,
what they call infernals.
Infernals. And
it's essentially a person, it's spontaneous human combustion.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them become demons.
And some of them just sit in rooms and cry.
Yeah.
Like, understandable. But he wants to become a firefighter on the Fire Force because when he was a kid, he lost his family, his mom and his brother, because he was a shonen protagonist. So his dad was already gone. Shout outs.
He's a shonen character, so you get it. His dad's been gone,
Like, his dad was never even mentioned the entire show, which I thought was hysterical.
That's a really good point. I've never even thought about that.
Because, like, when it was happening, I was like, oh, I wonder where his dad was. Like, what's going on? Like, his dad's going to show up one day? And, like, no, he's just...
Like, Sho wasn't old. That was an infant.
Yeah, Sho was no more than a year. Like, his baby brother. So there's Shinra and Sho. Sho is the actual main antagonist, which is pretty dope. But he was in a bassinet. Like, he's still
a baby.
So,
like little chubby hands and like a baby.
Like what?
It's a little chubby hands, baby.
Why do I feel like that's the same motion you do for a cat's paw? But yeah, so the entire premise of it is him working through and like basically trying to figure out a case that happened when he, like 12 years ago is the time frame when he was a kid. And that's the gist of it. And it's a really, like, for me, it's a really good show because it's,
There's also some ne'er-do-welling bad stuff happening within the Fire Force that the company that he joins is trying to take down.
Exactly.
But it's all connected. I like coming at Kamari early with this stuff, because I've been up for a couple hours already. Like, I'm awake. Kamari just woke up and walked into the room. Like, this is fun for me.
Let me set up. Okay, I got this. So basically, he is spending the entire 24 episodes figuring out what's going on. And not the entire 24 episodes, but it's like, I'd say about like 22-ish, which is a reasonable amount.
I think he had the fight with Company 1's captain at the beginning of episode
5.
No, that was the last episode where they actually discussed everything.
Yes, but he knew,
like, about the fire. But they knew about Sho in, like, episode 18? 16?
Yeah, they knew about Sho in episode 16, just that he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
But from the very beginning, he was trying to figure out what happened in that fire.
Yes.
There was never a point where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna divert you into like a different plot point and then misdirection. No, like, the entire time, like, it was very laid out. It was Naruto, I'm gonna become Hokage. It was Luffy, I'm gonna find the One Piece. It was
like, I'm gonna figure out what happened, and then once he figured out his brother was alive, I'm bringing my brother home. That was his goal. Like, I'm not leaving my brother again. Spoilers. In case.
In case you guys haven't gotten the hint yet. But yeah, no. So along the way, he is in Company 8, which is the newest company. So it is the newest company of now 8, with his
Special Fire Force
Captain Obi, his lieutenant how do you say it? Hinawa. I always want to say Hinata. Yeah, Hinawa.
We haven't watched Naruto yet, Kamari. Come on.
But I have. So yeah,
Lieutenant Hinawa.
They have
Sister Iris.
Sister Iris, which is their connection to the church, because everything is built around the Church of Soul.
I don't know what it's called, but Raffles.
Raffles the Third.
Raffles is
He's
in charge
basically
of
the
it.
priest. Then they have
It's like the patriarch, yeah.
The counterpart to Shinra, which is Night King Arthur. Jesus.
Don't call him what he wants to be called. Kamari.
Okay, sorry. Samurai Night King Arthur. We're gonna get into this whole bit later, but probably one of my favorite fucking characters.
What? I cannot think of any of the other names.
There's
Victor the scientist,
Maki.
Vulcan the engineer, Maki,
and our favorite cat girl,
Tamaki.
I hated Tamaki.
Did you?
I really did. I hated scenes with Tamaki in them.
Why?
So, Tamaki is a one-up gag character, and I hate when they do this. And it's really stupid.
They really tried to milk that shit.
I hate when they do it to females. Like, Arthur was funny to me because he's a straight ditz. He's just the dumbest character ever. But he has, like,
fucking stupid
redeeming factors in that, like, everybody knows that he's dumb, and there's never parts where he's, like, not dumb. But there's parts where he's badass and dumb, so I don't know. But Tamaki, it was, like, the entire time in the intro, Fire Force, intro 1.
Like, the first half,
slaps.
The first intro is one of the better intros, I think, that we've listened to.
Slaps. And we say this often, I think that's just a trend in the animes that we watch. They just have banger openers, but...
The second one was okay. Not as good as the first.
Yeah. But, so Tamaki, she came in the intro, she had, like, a super dope fighting scene, but you never really see her fight for the rest of the show. She was just a one-off gag.
You see her fight once, and it's, like, in the final, like, they're in the nether.
That wasn't even a fight.
Oh, I know.
She tail-whipped 2 missiles and then got blasted.
Yeah, she held her own for a little bit. For a little bit.
So
Fighting against a dude who literally created fire bullets and missiles and shot them at her.
The scene before Tamaki's fight, before Tamaki's fight was Maki, and she bodied like 15 different dudes.
Yo, they were dead. They were dead.
One off, murked them. I would have rather have seen Maki fight the Slayer or whatever the dudes, like, the assassin had some stupid, like, assassin type name.
Yeah.
But I would rather have had Maki
Slaughterer, wasn't it?
Yeah, Slaughterer. Yeah. Fucking A. I would rather have Maki fight Slaughterer and have Tamaki do, like, the fight, like, the little grunt dudes, because it would have showed her mobility and she would actually have a dope fight. But it's like... To me, she was a gag character.
They could have done so much more with Tamaki, especially when they showed her off the entire intro of the first season, and you
never see it.
You didn't know. I don't even think you see her cat stuff until the second season or the second half of the.
You do once, I think, in the training mission in episode like 6, when the first time that Shinra fights Joker, when they're in the building. And she's there, and she's, like, fighting as well. It's him, Arthur, and Tamaki. They get to the room. They save the people. Joker makes the explosion.
The kids?
Yeah.
That wasn't Joker. That was a lieutenant in the first company.
No, not that one. Okay, so the fight.
Isn't that when we meet Tamaki?
She was in. I swear to God, she was in like episode 5 or 6 when they were doing the training exam, because that's why she went from the. Or not, that's why she went. That's why the Arthur and Shinra went to...
Arthur and Shinra went to
Group 1.
Company 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because of what happened in the...
And then they met her. And then they didn't really do anything with her until she was passed the fuck out watching this other lieutenant murder children.
I'm about to watch this again. Because they met her before.
Because Maki and Shinra and Arthur all train together. But Tamaki's not introduced until they go to Company 1.
So Tamaki wasn't at the training exam? Or not the training exam, because
I don't know why you keep saying exam, and I think that's what's fucking me up right now. There's no test to do anything.
The training mission. They have a training mission with all the different groups there. Because we met a lot of lieutenants.
A training mission, or the time where all of them are called together? All of the captains are called together.
The training. The first time we met Joker. We're gonna watch this again, or at least I'm gonna watch this again, and I'm gonna find the spot, and we're gonna discuss this. Either way, you meet her, and she doesn't do anything. But there's this literally a gag trait called Lucky Ledger lore that basically just makes weird.
Basically,
shit
her clothes fall off, and
she falls on people,
or hands go places without control.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit too much for me, and not in the fact that it was a bit too much, but if she was an actually good character, and this just wasn't all that her character was, I would have really liked it because it had a good premise. Cat people, kitsunes. I don't know. Ari, League of Legends. I like cat people. So
is it Nekomata?
Yeah. So that's one character who was unfortunate for me. I think everybody else in the unit I thought was pretty dope. All around pretty good characters.
I really did not like the scientist when they first introduced him.
Oh, you didn't like Victor?
He got me sketched out. But bro, I love him so much.
I love Leech.
He's like, he doesn't know. I can watch this firsthand.
Jesus Christ.
The only character in the show who doesn't have irises, his pupils are just, or his eyes
black
are just
dots, basically
pupils.
So, majority of the show is, it reminds me a lot of because I just started watching One Piece again for the 10th time. It reminds me a lot of just collecting your group and events happening that are progressing your group forward until a goal. So throughout the entire show, they're collecting members for Group 8.
When it starts off, there's only 3 people. It's only Obi, Hinawa, Maki, and then Arthur and Shinra join, and then they collect everyone from there.
Yeah, they end up picking up Tamaki
after
about halfway through.
Yeah, I was about halfway.
Then they end up finding this engineer who is
badass.
Vector?
Vulcan.
This
guy's
I
ripped.
There's 2 of them. Yeah.
This guy's fucking
18 and
ripped.
okay, hold on, not just this guy. Everybody in the anime.
I have to find that specific scene and screenshot
where it's
for
just
the
his
cover.
neck. Where it's just his,
where
like,
it's
his
everyone,
shirt. Oh.
Where it's everyone and they're all just jacked.
But yeah, so they collect Vulcan, they get Victor.
Victor was just like sent, wasn't?
Yeah.
Or did he just like show up? They were like, what are you doing here? And they're like, you don't have a scientist.
Well, he got sent from, or not almost. He kind of got sent from the
Haijima.
Yes, that place. I was thinking of the one from BNA.
I don't even remember what that was called.
That's
There's a lot of forgettable stuff about that.
So,
Haijima Corp.
There's essentially like, there's a few ways that I thought that this whole thing was going to go, and I thought it was going to remind me a lot of BNA with the fact that the scientists were going to be the evil people in the, like, causing the issue, but they weren't. What I thought was pretty dope, they also got Princess Hibana. Princess Hibana was one of the first, like, main, like, boss villains.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. I love Hibana because for me, she is a counterpart to how you could have made Tamaki. Hibana is weird and has her quirks and has her like she says gravel and thinks everybody's underneath her and has that like foot fetish thing, but she also is a badass on the other hand. Like
absolutely a badass.
Like there's no debating it with her, with the way that she was fighting and the shit that she could do and just the fact like how she could control her fires and like there was a scientist aspect behind it because the scene where they're like she's making flowers and stuff and then is adding like elements and chemicals to them to change their colors. I thought it was a little bit dope. So yeah, she had character. Tamaki didn't.
She had backstory.
Yeah.
And backstory with Iris.
Oh, and Iris was also in the group. We almost forgot her.
But Iris and Hibana? Mm-hmm. Yeah, were the only two that survived when their nunnery burned.
Is it called a nunnery?
Yes. If they're nuns, I mean... Yeah, but everyone essentially turned infernal. Except for them. They didn't. And here we are.
Lucas, I really enjoy letting you try to explain stuff that you don't know where you're going to go with it, and then just try to trail it off into, like, an explanation of, oh, yeah, like, where do I stop here? But
I don't know the end point most times.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's the overall show is really interesting. I like the arts. We basically just been explaining characters because there's not really like there's two premises to the show.
It's also an ongoing show, so we're just like one season in.
True, yeah. Oh, there's so much more to come.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so
we don't know anything about the event. We don't know who the evangelist is.
Yeah, we don't. Okay.
We don't know Sho recognizes Shinra as his brother. We don't know, Kamari. We don't know, guys.
Would you rather... which plot point would you rather explain to give an example?
God,
what was your favorite... Well, because I'm going to explain one of my favorite moments, and it was kind of towards the end. But, like, what was your favorite scene or favorite arc or favorite action from this?
Bro, my favorite scene is when Shinra ends up going fast enough where he rips his molecules apart and goes faster than light and is able to go back in time because of it to reform. And that's how he's able to get past Sho's, like, universe stopping. That is fucking badass, dude.
So Sho is his little brother, who is also a badass.
He's able to basically absorb the heat from the universe, stopping the expansion of the universe and freezing time. Yes. And able to be faster than essentially anything else.
Yes.
He calls it his own universe.
Badass.
It's badass. And Shinra somehow out-badassed it.
Really? You like Shinra's...
I love
you like that more?
I love Shinra's that he's able to go faster than time to the point where his molecules break apart. That's so fucking cool.
I mean, no, it's dope as shit. I just compared to Sho. It's basically two brothers who have fucking fuck,
but I think it's just Sho has had the time and nurturing to just do that shit and be a complete warrior. Because he hasn't had the thought of his little brother, or any brother. He was taken before he could form memories.
No, he had one.
Did he?
Yeah, when Shinra took off the newspaper off of his face.
Was that a Sho memory or a Shinra showing... Because remember, he went fast enough to go back in time and just start bombarding Sho with memories.
He did, but when they were doing the scene, it was basically Sho was saying it was dark, everything was dark when the newspaper was facing, and he was like, and then there was light. Oh yeah, and then there was you. I'm pretty sure that was him remembering it.
Yeah, but that's so fucking badass.
I'd have to say the entire there's a plot 3-episode period where they meet what is it, Section 6 with Waka Flocka Flame?
Company 7.
7?
Company 7, yep.
They meet Waka Flocka Flame.
Yeah, they do.
And
he's fucking badass. He doesn't give a fuck. But he gives all the fucks.
It reminds me of if you've ever seen Bleach, like a Bleach environment where they are just living their life, not giving a damn. And Kenpachi, Zaraki, and Yuichiro come from the slums. It's just an entire section of the city that lives in the slums, and they have their own jurisdiction when it comes to the fires. Because basically, they don't give a damn about the church. Nobody does. And they'd rather die by the hands of Waka. Because he is this captain who's super charismatic. He's
but also so unsure of himself.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't realize that he's the one that people are looking up to. He's like, I need your help, Lieutenant. Can't remember his name. I feel bad. What was his name? Bandage dude.
I don't remember.
Because he's badass. He's fucking badass.
I think I fell asleep in the beginning of that. Because it was at the end of our second 6 days or 6 episode anime day.
And whose choice was that? Mr. Man with the remote?
Bethes?
You have the remote!
Bethes. But yeah, so it's basically this whole arc where they introduce an extremely powerful character and they hold him back by his own inhibitions. And they hold him back by basically saying, it's a usual... he reminds me of Shikamaru. And it's like, hey, he is insanely powerful. He's insanely good. He's insane, like a good character. But he just doesn't believe in himself. And that's the idea of, you're not shit unless you actually believe that you can do what everybody say that you can do.
We should say that the firefighters... What is it? They're separated into, there's first gen, second gen, and third gen. Second gen can control fire. Third gen can create fire. Waka's both.
Mm-hmm.
He can create and control his fire.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Basically, the way that the whole thing burns down is that it would have been really smooth. I'm sad you laughed at it.
Come on, you can't say that shit and then not expect me to laugh at it.
The way the whole thing burns down is that the Company 8 gets sent to 7 to basically to talk to them about the investigation and help them with an inferno that had happened. And everybody's standoffish towards Company 8 because they're part of the even though they came after, they're part of the overall fire force. And as they're trying to help diminish the handle the inferno, Waka comes out and they're like, hey, our mayor's here, super excited. Everybody starts partying, and he gets these mops, lights these mops on fires. And the way that he's talking is like, hey, you guys, so who's ready to party tonight? Because we have an inferno, and we're going to celebrate this person's death, because when you turn into an inferno, afterwards you die. And everybody's cheering, everybody's having a festival, and then he starts throwing the fire mops everywhere and beating this inferno down with the fire mops. And afterwards, he looks at the dude, and infernos are supposed to have super, super dense composition.
Like a shell.
He looks at this dude, and he knows the guy by name, because he knows everybody in the city. He puts his hand on his shirt, he's like, hey man, you've had a good run, this is one hell of a party. And puts his hand through his chest. The inferno smiles and dissipates away. I feel like this was the first part where they made Infernals at least even a little bit human, and
I would disagree. I think they made Infernals a little human when they had the guy who was just sitting in his home.
Touche. Okay, I'll give you that.
I feel like they tried to humanize the Infernals as much as possible. Especially because they're valuing the human life. That is Obi's big thing.
I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I'll give you that. First time that I cared about it, though. But no,
which means that it's the first time it was introduced.
So for the rest of the show, Waka is basically just like this mentor, and he spends time teaching Shinra and Arthur about fighting because they're behind on their training and stuff like that. So I just think Waka was a super dope character, and because he was introduced in this one specific part of the show, that's probably my favorite part of the show. Because everything else it's
That was a dope part of the show. That was probably my favorite arc, I guess.
Because I think, honestly, like, the one downfall that I can see about Fire Force, and I'm going to be very honest, is that it's very... Okay, what could be a downfall is that it's very reminiscent to older shonen anime. And while you're doing this, a lot of people want stories now. So with My Hero, they basically introduced everybody, said, hey, here's the full cast. You'll get to learn about them along the way. So along the entire generation of My Hero, you're learning, like, hey, this is what this person's about. These are, like, the different parts about these people. And you have, 69 episodes.
Oh, this is a Kirishima episode. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is I almost said Kamari.
I'm going to need you to get somebody else up there for that.
Ochako episode.
Well, okay.
Kaminari.
There we go. Thank you. Because I knew where you were trying to go with that, and I'm kind of offended.
I was upset with myself, bro.
But no, so basically, you have like 60-something, 80-something episodes to like go over an entire story. Fire Force is really good because it's setting up the premise of everybody else. And there's reasons why, like every time you introduce somebody, there's reasons why you like them. Mm-hmm. So the two episode, 3 episode arcs that you get on Vulcan, or that you get on Waka, or Arthur and his little overall sections, it builds the fact for later. So for me now, I'm excited because Fire Force has an established like group of people. You know what people are doing, what they're doing, and there's just more to come. They don't need to spend time, and it's not like, oh, why is this person acting this way? No, like you've already fleshed all that out essentially. So
they just got that done in the first season.
Yeah, so like I think if you like the way that Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, you introduce Jet and Spike. They spend a couple episodes, like an episode together, and then you introduce Ayn, Faye, Ed, and like all the supporting characters throughout the rest of the show. So it's like a catch and gather. So each person has their own specific episode, so it gives you more time to like connect to them, I guess. I don't know, but it still did a good job of like having moments for everybody, like with Sputter and Flame. So Maki has these 2 fireballs essentially that she can like she basically turns fire sentient, and it has a name called Sputter. And Sputter was progressively like getting characteristics throughout the like entire show. So I don't know, I liked it. I would say for a 1 season anime, like if it was just this is it self-contained,
it'd be a very confusing ending.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, yeah, they built it off to be like another show.
It's a cliffhanger, yeah,
or another season. But I think for like first season, knowing there's going to be more, pretty good. If they would have tried to do what they did and then have it only be 24 episodes total, it would have been rough.
It would not. It would have had to squeeze way too much in just way too short of a time.
Yeah, which is like I think I've said this before. It's just the rough part about having like seasonal releases now instead of like how they used to with like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and everything else.
Knew it.
My foot fucking moved the thing.
Knew it. Called that out when I was setting up the camera. That was going to fall. Specifically that one.
Shame on you, B-Stars.
Hey.
So yeah.
Hey. Hey, you take that back.
If it was just the release of this season, it would obviously be rough because of the way that it ended. But otherwise, everything else about it was great. The fight scenes were dope. The character...
Yeah.
Fuck it.
The fight scenes in this anime
were A1.
Are badass.
Shinra breakdances.
He fights with his feet. He produces fire from his feet, and he uses that to propel himself and move and just beat the shit out of people.
He's a human jet.
You cannot tell me that this Fire Force hasn't killed people.
Maki did.
Maki murdered like
Killed
7.
Like 17. 7? She broke the pillar behind some dude. Unless his ribcage is made out of steel, he is dead.
Oh, no, that was through his head. He was dead anyway.
Oh. Never mind then.
Yeah, no, there's...
multiple casualties.
They deserved it.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was great. The fight teams were dope, and everybody had like their own interesting fight styles. So like not Obi. Well, okay, we'll start with Obi. Obi is the captain, and he's just buff. He
doesn't have a fire ability. He's not any sort of generation fire.
He's just buff
person. I don't
know. He's just buff. I don't know.
Third generation.
They would say.
I think they just say second generation or third generation. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Pyrokinetic. Yeah. He's not.
He's just buff as shit.
So he just works out to make up for it.
He just works out and throws things at people and body slams people and runs up ladders and then jumps off the ladders and suplexes people. And
gets shot from like a foot away.
They explained why he was fine.
Oh, God. But it's because he works out so much, Kumari.
Hinawa has guns.
What's your power? What's your power? Guns.
He creates specific bullets that
he controls the burst from the gunpowder. Yeah,
and then he controls the bullets that way. So
he's
there's a scene
flicking the bullet and shooting the dude in the face. Oh my God, bro!
There's a scene where they're fighting at Princess Hibana's science lab, whatever, and there's a dude who's hiding behind a wall and is throwing fire bubble gum at people. Hinawa pulls out a Uzi and just sprays at him, and then does some Angelina Jolie wanted shit and curbs the bullets and murks him. He lived, but murks him. So that was dope. What else was there? Arthur has a
plasma
I still need to
sword.
talk about Arthur. Oh God, I'm excited.
Arthur's power is a sword, essentially, that he controls the plasma from. Mm-hmm. It's so badass. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about Arthur?
Okay, sweet. So Arthur is hysterically one of my favorite characters because he's so dumb, but you can't not like him.
His little hair.
You can't not like Arthur because he's so dumb. And there's nothing about him that deters from that. There's not moments where he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually really super smart. No. He's just a stupid dude who gets by being stupid. And having this idea and this fantasy in his head that he is a Night King. And at first it was very overbearing that he would say it all the time. But then once you get past that, you realize that, oh, he's just stupid. Once you realize that this isn't he's actually delusional. And then
there's a scene where he's literally imagining himself as a knight with a cape on a horse. Mm-hmm. Where
it's really just a donkey strapped to his hips.
To his hips. He has a made-up sword that Vulcan made for him with a cape. And he's just mapping on fools because of it. He's in the mindset, so he's like, all right, I am a knight.
Yep. No, it's super awesome. And the fact that Arthur's idea of himself, it controls how strong his sword is or isn't is. And then also just the fact that he's super powerful. Dude, bro, Arthur's amazing. Arthur is damn near amazing.
Yeah.
I can't think of a character who was designed around a specific trait or quote or quirk that is that is so well confined for me. It's the same thing as Death the Kid, having to have everything being symmetrical. So good. And it's perfect. It is damn near perfect. So, I don't know. I love Arthur.
Arthur is good.
Who else?
Maki was in the fire, was a soldier with Hinawa. Mm-hmm. And that's why they
know each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Tamaki did, as we were saying before, Tamaki didn't really have enough to
They did her an injustice.
And it's really sad because
they redeemed that in season 2.
Yeah, but so many people I know like Tamaki. She's a fan favorite. So I didn't know why. Because I've seen her everywhere. So I don't know.
It's because she's a cat girl.
That's what it is. Yeah, he's not wrong.
You should get a cat girl counter for every anime we watch.
Like
a running total, just a ding every time there's a cat girl in an anime.
Oh, okay. Do we have any other ones?
I know there's one in Soul Eater.
Oh, yeah.
Blair.
Yeah, the first witch.
Yeah.
Oh, loved her. Have there... I mean, Beastars obviously doesn't count. BNA doesn't count either.
Were there any cats in Beastars?
I mean, they were feline. There's a cheetah.
Okay, there was a cheetah. You are correct.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we will get more.
I'm actually gonna take a look into that.
If we keep up with what we're doing, I'm sure we'll run into more cat girls.
Yeah, once we get into the ecchi list, I'm so excited about that. Freezing!
It's just like a section of our list that's ecchi, isn't there?
Yeah.
Great.
I've added to it. Yeah. Good times. Well, I mean, so Freezing is one of the first few animes that I watched, and it is so bad, but so damn good. And same thing as Vampire plus Rosario. Very bad. Very good, though. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know, like, majority of the show isn't based, like, the plot point is, for me, kind of a directional path for the anime to go. But everything else is built around, like, the characters and what they're doing and how, like, just kind of getting to meet them. So, like, to be honest with you, to put this in perspective, you don't find out the main, like, point of the anime until the very last episode. And then it ends off with them saying, okay, cool, let's eat.
I was really upset with that last ending.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I wanted more.
Well, that's what.
But that's just because, it's the end of it, and yeah.
Yeah, like
I just wanted more. That's all.
It's fucking beautiful though.
We'll get more.
Like, watch it. The fight scenes in its own. Even if you just watch the fight scenes or watch it just for the fight scenes, it's really good. Supersonic.
Honestly, that is a show that you could just cut all the fight scenes together over a music video.
So
it'd be badass.
For a reference, Shinra goes towards the end. He goes supersonic, and then he goes like megasonic, and I'm assuming it's gonna be negasonic. And his sound wave or sonic boom around him turns into a rainbow.
God,
and then he disappears. This shit was dope.
So cool, dude.
It was beautiful and super dope. I don't know. Overall, there's a lot of like other stuff that we could talk about that obviously on all these we leave out quite a bit, so that way there is more to talk about. Like with you guys, there's more to talk about in the Discord. There's more to be able to come back for a second episode.
There's a season 2.
Yeah,
coming out. We've got to hold some stuff off.
Yeah. So if you like Giovanni, let us know in the Discord
or in the comments. Speaking of comments,
Discord. What's up? Speaking of comments,
comment, like, subscribe. I don't know how far we are in. I'm not gonna lie.
I think we're done.
Oh,
if I even just about done.
Comment down below. Tell us what you think of Fire Force. Who's your favorite character? Who do you think had the best pyrokinetic ability? Let us know down below. In my opinion, I fucking love Shinra.
Really?
I love his fucking dancing fighting. Like, it's so badass to me. Especially the growth that he had.
Oh, yeah.
Once he went to Waka and was able to learn how to control his fire. Oh, man.
I would say Waka. I would want Waka's power solely because he's a fighter.
Waka's badass.
Like, but he's a durable fighter. He reminds me of me. I don't know. No, like
Mario's my very humble guy.
No, like legitimately, like you guys know how I fight. Fuck off. Don't act like this isn't a thing.
Kamari's relentless,
but he was dope. He put his hand through people. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, hey Lucas, you gotta get out of that block, man. I'm just sitting here, going just bah, 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 bah.
Oh, I want to get back in the gym.
Christ.
But okay, so as usual, we're gonna do the usual. Actually, we have something else to talk about. As you see, we have the mangas. We have started a collection of first issue mangas for all the ones that we have watched. As you see, Demon Slayer is here, but it is on our list very close. Me and Sierra have started it, but we haven't watched it for the show yet. So this is why it's here. I couldn't pass it up. It was only like 1 or 2, I think, left. So I was like, I'm not letting that slip by. We have the My Hero and everybody's favorite Beastars. So we're going to start getting collections of these for what we watched. So obviously, we need to start picking up the Cowboy Bebop if we can find that anywhere. The probably Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if we want to do that yet because we've only watched Super Broly and not like
anything else
series
with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so I think what might happen is we might pick up issue 1 of Super and then wait for the like actual DBZ like issue 1 for later time. But yeah, so if you guys know where we can get these, let us know because I've been kind of picking them up in like random spots, FYEs where I got 2 of them. So yeah, if you guys know a good site to buy mangas, that'd be super dope to be in the comments. And we also have a site for you. Lucas, take it away this week.
Well, our site for you guys is ramenontheblock.com. BLOC, because we're going to say it every time. We don't want you to screw that up, because it's not going to take you where we want you to go.
It screwed me up the first time, not going to
lie. Of course, we have your imported ramens, your imported Kit Kats, your Ramune sodas. They are working. I know in the shop in Yuba City here, they are completely renovating it to be a hangout spot. They'll be having like posters and anime merch and all that kind of stuff.
So eventually, what we're going to try to do is see if the owner will let us do an episode there, which I think would be pretty
badass. Dope. Yeah, but they are they're wonderful. Like any ramen that I could physically imagine is on that website. I didn't know there were this many types of ramen until I went to this website.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I would recommend at least trying something different. Broaden your horizons a little bit. If you don't like it, what are you out? 50 is like $1.50.
Yeah, the spicy cheese one
is spicy as fuck,
but it's really good. That, and I know the pork one, huh?
Is that one of the samyangs?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good, but I had to have like a full glass of milk next to me because I was sweating eating it.
I agree with you. I was sweating too. It was
though.
Just hot.
Oh man, I was expecting like a cheese flavored ramen would maybe cut back the spice a little. I was wrong. But try it out, especially if you like spicy food, especially if you like spicy ramen. Like, definitely give it a shot. But they've got all their Kit Kats from Japan, which we've been lied to in America, and I will say this every time, but they are so good.
So good.
Delicious. And, of course, your marble ramen sodas. But if you use the promo code DOS, D-O-S, DOS, capital D, lowercase o, capital S, we still don't know if that's relevant or not, but you get 10%.
I've tried it out all 3 ways, and I think it autocorrects the casing afterwards. Like, I typed it in, so I don't think it's a big deal.
Cool.
Either way.
DOS, 10% off of your order, and believe it's still if you order over $50, it is free shipping.
Yeah. So, there's that. Merch coming soon. I checked the other day, and I don't think they have the merch up yet.
Not on the website.
Yeah, but he's obviously working on that. He needs to find a merchant, a distributor essentially, to be able to to sell through. So once he gets that, we'll definitely let you guys know. But Ramen on the Block. Go and get your ramen. Go and get your Kit Kats. Go and get your ramene. And I believe that's it. The last thing that we need to. Oh.
What did you rank Fire Force on a scale of 1 to 10? Or at least this season of Fire Force.
Okay, there we go. I'll give this season of Fire Force a 7 because I was let down by 2 things, and I wish it was longer. But I have a bad habit. If I could watch season 1 and 2 of Fire Force back to back, I bet it would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I think that season 1 itself wasn't complete enough to be great. It was phenomenal in its fighting. So in the fighting, the fighting itself is put very well together. But the overall story, and with me liking slice of life animes, I like stories. So I can't give it more than a 7. Yeah.
Okay. Say a 7.5.
Yeah.
I really like that studio.
And you only give it a 7.5?
For the first season.
Oh, yeah.
We're only 24 episodes in?
Yeah.
We'll see what the next season brings. We'll probably raise it. Second seasons, I feel are always better than the first.
Yeah. Unless you're SAO.
Do you have anything else?
Watch it.
Please.
It's good. It's really good. It's not my cup of tea, obviously. Well, it is my cup of tea. It's not my perfect cup of tea. I've definitely seen things that are a little bit better. And
I'm imagining what your perfect cup of tea would be, and it's a slice of life, and there's just one final badass fight scene.
No, it's a slice of life, and there's one final scene where they play the piano, where the guy plays the piano after the love of his life just died, and he accepts that he was everything that she said he was.
Sorry, I have not seen that yet.
What? You're lying, April! Oh, God!
I added it to my Netflix list. It's in and it now shows up every time I open up Netflix. So I'll get there eventually. But thank you guys.
Good.
Thank you guys for stopping in this week. We really do appreciate you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your week, depending on when this gets out. And even if it's not, enjoy your week. Always just enjoy your days.
Yeah, we'll see you at some point.
La Tom.
Be the best beast you can be.
Get the bye. Oh God, I hate you. Let's leave B&A in the past.